Hey there, welcome to this episode of Cinema Crunch. My name is Rose Donahue and we are filming at the Quantum Arc Media Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today I'll be speaking with the head of video production, creative, and host at Remark Holdings, Roberto Raad.
Hello, I was about to shake your hand.
We can shake.
Is that weird?
Yeah, that's all good. I mean, we've met before, but it's fine.
I know. It's so weird. I'm so off to a bad start.
No, you're doing great. You're doing
Okay.
great. Let's break the ice by looking back at some content you've made, because I know you're very funny. Anyone who's seen you before knows you're very funny. But if anyone new is watching, I want to give them a heads up. So why don't we show them a picture from Roberto's holiday special.
Drunk Elvis.
Drunk Elvis.
That was part 2 technically. That's Drunk Elvis holiday special.
Loved that.
Yeah.
And then we know you're in for a good time when you will dress up like a showgirl.
Yeah, so that I did this episode called Vegas 24 with this YouTuber named David Choi.
Yes.
And in it we saw if we could eat the entire buffet at Aria Buffet. And then the loser who couldn't do it had to dress up like a Vegas showgirl on the strip, and that's me.
You did it. You took
right
took the L with stride.
I filled that out nicely.
You made it work.
Yeah.
You made it work for sure.
That's good.
And then our last, just some fun from us, our fun together.
That was a blasty blast. You were so amazing that. By the way, that's releasing on the 6th of February.
I will have to check it out.
And so you are amazing at that.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for the heads up. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway, you're a funny guy. We're gonna have some fun today.
Okay.
You don't have to be funny.
No, I'm not trying to be. I don't. Here's the thing. Whenever I try to be funny, I'm not funny.
It's like wah wah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, I get a lot of boos just like from people. But I know I said this, but this is my first podcast, so be nice. It's literally my first one, so I'm excited. I'm a little jittery.
You're doing perfect.
Okay.
Doing great so far.
Some water.
So let's get some water, and we're going to jump right in.
Okay.
I want to start with kind of what does it mean to be head of video production?
What does that mean? I ask myself that in the mirror every morning. I'm just brushing my teeth. I'm like, God, what are you doing? What was that motion? Okay.
Toothbrush.
Yeah. That was a toothbrush.
There you go.
I seeing myself. That's scary. That is kind of weird. What does that mean? So basically, I run all the social media and video production for Vegas.com. You've seen our taxi cabs around. We're the #1 travel site here in Vegas. And what that means is we do stuff from both from an editorial perspective. So we do, just what's going on around town, cool places that are popping up, cool chefs that are coming in, whether they're doing pop-ups, cool venues, whatnot. We obviously work with a plethora of partners, the casinos, the venues, whether it's tours or attractions, hotels, whatever it is. We work with a lot of companies out here. So we do content that sort of shows people, what's going on around Vegas, both in the here and now and what's, the overall feel of it. So we do stuff from that perspective, but we also do production services packages where you can hire us and you can hire Vegas.com to create content for you, and we've got a large viewership on our platform.
You're able to incorporate the platform.
Yeah, so we create we're part production company, part creative agency, and part platform. All in one. And I really feel like I'm really hard selling myself.
You're owning it. Own the good stuff. Yeah.
I'm already whoring out. That's so sad. But that's what it is. So yeah, so it's a small team of just myself and 3 other people, and then we hire out a lot of freelancers.
Cool.
And that's kind of a.
So tell me a little bit about Slap TV.
Yes.
Is that a personal venture that you started?
So before we backtrack and go to when I was living in Los Angeles and that whole background, back in 2013, I was hired by a company, Remark Holdings, which at the time was Remark Media, and they asked me if I could create a digital media platform. Of course, I lied. Said I could. I had no idea what I was doing. And still don't really. I mean, do you really ever know kind of what you're doing? I feel like I still don't. And I founded this company, Slap TV, and what I wanted Slap TV to become was this media platform, which is part YouTube channel, part actual website, which also would stem into production services eventually. But I wanted to be a hub where we could create these sort of digital place where people could come and create content that we could then in turn sell to OTT platforms like Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, whatnot. And so it was a lot of creating content on our own with myself, and once again, a very small team of just one other person, one other very talented person, and also finding people and finding their ideas and making their shows that they want to get out there to the world come to life.
Yeah.
You know. For example, Workaholics, if you know, and Broad City, those both started as web series. So we wanted to be a place where you could grow these web series, grow their audience, create them, give the artists, you know, total free range to create the content. I would step back and be like, oh, you maybe should do this, but just do your thing. I want to know what you want to create, and hopefully we can try and market it and build up the audience for you, and then let's try and sell this thing. And so we did that for a couple years, and it was focused on content that slaps you in the face. So it was content that was all horror and comedy. It was a combination of horror and comedy. And so we had
each piece of content combine horror and comedy, or some of them were comedy?
No, some of them. That's an amazing question. Some of them were horror, some of them were comedy, and some of them were both
crossover.
Yeah, we're crossover, and that's actually my favorite genre is the horror comedy.
Yeah, those are fun.
Genre. So, yeah. So we had some cool, viral successes. We got some write-ups and some horror websites and whatnot, and we were close to pitching stuff. But then, the company that owned that company took over Vegas.com.
And so then kind of shifted
what
gears.
Happens in the corporate world, they're like, oh, you're over here? No, you're over here. And then
this is what you're doing.
Yeah, this is what you're doing. And I was like, it's been slap TV. And then, no, it's dormant.
It could come back.
It's like a sleeping dragon. Who knows? It could stay asleep forever, or it could come out like Godzilla. And, I like your growl that you did.
Thank you. You know, people hold out for Game of Thrones for a long time. So people might be holding out for.
I know. I think that comes out, 2027, something like that? When is it's this April,
there's
right?
one coming out soon. I can't keep track.
I cannot wait.
But I'm glad you're excited.
I've already binge watched it after the last season finished. I'm going to binge watch it again before the season, and then right after the end of the season, binge watch the whole thing again because I'm a psycho.
You're one of them.
I'm one of them. I'm just like, it's 3 in the morning. I think I can squeeze in 3 episodes.
Probably just do 3 episodes.
Be like,
totally.
Just roll it out.
Roll it out and then roll out of bed and go to work and totally fine. So that's your story of getting to Vegas.com.
Yes.
Now you're making so much very quick, digestible, funny web content. Not more than 5 minutes or so.
Right.
A lot of the videos. Do you have some type of formula you follow to create such thun, successful videos?
No, I don't know if I have a formula. I'm a big fan of just doing. Of 2 things. Just doing, meaning just start creating. Start doing. Stop talking about, just get it done.
Just do it.
Start doing things, because that's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to gain experience. That's how you're going to really, truly find your voice. They say I come from a comedy background. They say stand-ups take, I forget what it is, 7 years to find your voice. And I feel that the same is true with a lot of things. You need to put in that time. You need to put in that work to gain that experience, and that's the best thing you can do for yourself. You can only strategize and write and concept for so long. Eventually you have to go out there and execute, and that's what I'm a big fan of doing. And I'm also a big fan of taking chances and throwing noodles against the wall and seeing what seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I like to, with each product we do, with each project rather that we do, whether it's like I said previously, from an editorial perspective, or it's from something that we're shooting for a client, I like to see, hey, what can we do differently that's going to up our game? What can we do differently from a creative perspective that's going to make this one stand out, be even better than the next one? So I'm always, both from a personal creative level and for for the client's perspective as well, trying to up our game and make ourselves better from a creative standpoint.
And as a host, you kind of have both the brainstorming leading up to, and then the character in the project that you're able to play with as well.
So that's just a lot of fun. And that's that's obviously a lot of our editorial stuff. They don't pay us for that stuff, but that is a lot of fun, and that's just me getting to be sort of a highly stylized version of my highly exaggerated version of myself.
Yeah, I see that.
He's kind of like a jerk, idiot guy that's got a little Michael Scott in him, I guess, that doesn't really know what he's doing, but has kind of good intentions.
Definitely good intentions.
He's also super self-centered.
Likable.
And we always could like to do something fun, like we shot with with Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay.
Oh,
which,
cool.
by the way, if you haven't seen it, is an amazing aquarium. It's absolutely breathtaking. Have you been in it?
I've not yet.
You have to go.
No,
I
have to check it out.
So we got to do a promo video with them for Vegas 24 where I dove with the sharks. Like I put on the steel mesh suit.
Scary.
Yeah, well, I love sharks. Don't get me started on sharks because that'll be the next. I'm shark obsessed. I have shark tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
It's on a psychotic level. And so with that, we're like, okay, well, what's the story in this? So in the story, I bring a date to Shark Reef Aquarium,
fun.
and then we find out during the date that you can dive with the sharks if you're scuba certified. And obviously, you have to pay for the experience. But I ditch her to dive with the sharks. She's like, oh no, let's just come back and let's just go grab a bite to you. But I'm like, no, it'll be fun for you to watch me. And so that's what it comes, So this guy's kind of like a selfish, and it's it's obviously very tongue in cheek. It's obviously very PG rated because it's for a lot of casinos and whatnot. It's got to be digestible by all audiences.
Sure.
But it's a lot of fun. It's it gives us a chance to come up with some creative stuff that's fun for people.
Do you have some tips and tricks about how people can get more exposure online when they post?
Yeah, I think it's important to A, find what you're passionate about, and B, just start doing it. Like I said, we're in this era in 2019 where there's so many different avenues that you can do. Like I said, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Find your platform. Use all platforms. Start experimenting and start just getting out there. Here's the thing: if you create a movie, if you make a film, if you make a show, if you make a short film, if you want to do a blog or a vlog or create a YouTube channel, whatever it is, you need to start using all these channels to get yourself out there and just start doing. You have to start doing because by starting to do it, you're going to start figuring things out and start getting that experience and start getting that momentum.
Right.
And that's really what it is. Like there's literally no excuse in 2019 as a filmmaker or content creator or whatever you want to label yourself to not be using everything at your fingertips. Right. Use everything.
And it's not only platforms, it's also you can shoot something on your phone and it
you
counts,
can make a movie with your phone. You literally, it's insane. I'm telling you, I know because I was around in the late 90s, not to age myself, and it was so much harder to get things done, And people can be like, oh, well, the content, there's there's like too much content now, so like all the bad, but the cream will always rise to the top. I was about to say the cream will always rise to the crop, but that doesn't
cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop. I got I did that.
Top. Creme de la creme.
Yeah, I got to work on that perspective. Well, man, that was bad. That was me trying to be, and then I failed.
You're being funny. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So, yeah, all I'm saying is just start doing, start creating, use everything at your disposal. And guess what? If you start doing Instagram and you're like, it's just not working for me, I'm not into it. Guess what? Bye-bye Instagram. Start going heavy on Facebook. Yeah. Maybe your audience is just YouTube. Yeah. You know what I mean? Start working with friends. Start getting their advice. Start hanging out with creators. You know what I mean? Start reading about creators. Start following creators that you like. Start following people on Instagram you like, Facebook that you like, YouTube that you like.
Do you have some people that you like best to follow?
I'm a big fan. He's kind of motivational, but Gary V is really big. I love seeing what people like. I can't swear, so F-U-C-K, Jerry. Even though they're kind of a hot topic right now with Jerry Media and the whole Fire Festival documentaries. Don't get me started on that because that's a whole conversation.
Yeah, that's
literally
a
derail this whole thing because I could talk for hours and hours on that. But I like seeing what people of that level, how did they get there?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, how did they get started? I like following them and seeing what they're into. I like seeing how people change. YouTubers, old school YouTubers like Shane Dawson, Ryan Higa, seeing what they've turned. What they've turned into, like how they're changing and adapting. People are constantly changing. So
I did want to circle back. You've said for comedians, people say 7 years to find your voice.
Sure, I think that's the number.
Something like that.
If you're a comedian and I'm wrong, don't hate me.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. But you started with comedy. Do you think that you've found your comedic voice, or are you still exploring?
No, I think I'm still exploring.
Yeah.
I used to do quite a bit of stand-up, and I didn't have. Like I said, I didn't have the passion for that where you need to be doing that every night, twice a night, at minimum every night to 5 nights, 5 nights a week, every night preferably. And I just didn't have that drive. So I was like, just that's not going to work for me. I'm not going to ever get good. So I think for me, I'm finding I'm slowly getting to, I think, what my comedic voice is and what my creative voice is. I know as a director, I'm just at the beginning of finding my voice and what I want my style to be. And with that, that's why I'm always experimenting. You know, I'm like, oh, I like what I did in this thing, so I'll take that. Well, I don't like what I did with this other thing, so I won't do that. So I think not only am I'm getting closer to finding my voice, but I think I have this weird feeling that I'm always going to be looking for it. And I won't know ever if I'm like, I don't know, if there's an aha moment where like, aha,
this is my voice.
This is my voice.
I've been looking for this.
Now I can sing. You know, I don't know. So I don't know. I think I'm always looking. Because I'm always trying to. I'm never satisfied.
Sure.
That's why, because I have this open pit of an abyss in my soul, and so I forever have to be creating and searching for stuff. So
well, it's good because it means you're always open to learning something new. So you'll always develop. There's always opportunity for something new.
You know, that's what I tell clients. So I was like, look, no one's gonna obsess about this project more than me. So, and then they see the psychotic look in my eye. They're like, you know what? I think we believe you, but also leave her office, please. Get out. It's 6 p.m. on a Saturday. What are you doing? So.
Well, where can we find more about your work specifically? Some of your comedy, what videos we should check out?
Okay, so first let's go down. I have to plug Vegas.com. First off, if you're in Vegas, you have to use Vegas.com. That goes without saying. I mean, you're silly if you don't. And then go to our Facebook.com. Have you guys heard? You've heard of the book?
Facebook. Yes, I have heard.
Facebook.com/Vegas. This is my slash. Yeah, this way. Facebook.com/Vegas is where we'll find our content. And then for moi, I love Instagram. That's what I've been trying to kind of work on for me.
Oh my God, the hedgehog.
Evil the hedgehog.
Great
I own a hedgehog.
Hedgehog. I love the soundtrack.
Thank you. Yeah. I need to see. I started her page and it's got like 2 followers. But I was like, I focus most on my own. But
yeah, well, you got those good stories on yours.
Yeah. So Raadling. That's RAADLING. That's my Instagram page. So I'll probably be working on my YouTube channel next. But for right now, Vegas.com is where most of my media goes, and then of course my Instagram page. So.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Oh my God, thank you. I hope I've been somewhat informative and
super informative.
I feel like I'm just like,
really great.
When I come out, you're like, hey Roberto, I'm like, it's just vomits out.
No, but you're doing great. All useful info.
I'm a silly idiot. I don't even know what's wrong with me.
Doing great. Thank you again.
Yes, of course.
And thank you all for tuning into this episode of Cinema Crunch. Hope you enjoyed my conversation with Roberto Raad, and tune in next time. Have a great day.